Good evening everyone and welcome to Invictus Racing League Tier 2, brought to you in partnership with Gridfinder and Venturi Studios. Gridfinder, the best place to find yourself a league to race in. They have many filters to break down into time zones, games and things alike on what you want to play. And we also are sponsored, well, we have a partnership with Venturi Studios, who supplies with all our graphics across the socials as well as Discord. If you head over to our socials on Twitter, links are in the description, or if you head over to our Discord, you will see some of those graphics on display. They also do packages for you guys to purchase, whether that's helmet designs, my team liveries, or stuff alike. Tonight then, we are at the Qatar Grand Prix. It is a sprint race, so we'll be running a one-shot qualifying tonight. A few people in the chat are here to support Renault again. Let's see how we can fare then in one-shot quali, as we're just about to get underway. I think the car's just come flying straight around the corner. They do indeed. Let's go on board then with Martin for the one-shot qualifying, unless he drops to the back or invalidates. Everyone of course is on softs. Martin then quick in the corner but slow out. Renault currently in 9th place. Martin bouncing around 3rd and 4th. Cameron the quickest car on track at the moment. I've heard allegedly that Cameron is running a pedal set and controller for steering. I would love to see that in action if that is true. Crazy stuff. Welcome Malc to the stream. Lovely to see you here. Shame you're not commentating, but it's nice to see you tuning in then. Martin currently in 4th place then, as Qatar is it's an easy track to go well, but a hard track to master then. So many corners where you've got to go absolutely flat out, commit the car, run the right setup as well. Karen is currently the quickest car on the track. Martin is 2nd quickest, then we picked a winner to go on board with. Not saying one day he will be back. I would love to see that then. Martin, a few corners left to navigate. This one easy to run wide and invalidate. I don't think we've seen any invalidations so far. I know in Tier 3 we had a couple. All the way around this long corner, that was a bit slow through the corner, and he does lose one position then to Ivan Belov. It looks like Cameron's going to be the first over the line. Ivan Belov will take 2nd place and Martin 3rd. And Cameron quite a bit quicker, as we do have one invalidation. That was GSP Intel on his debut then for Invictus Racing League. But we will run us through the orders. Then we have Cameron, so half a second quicker than the rest of the field then. Ivan Belov then just behind him. Martin, who lost out on that final corner, in 3rd. Luke Belly in 4th, just ahead by a minute margin, 4 milliseconds to an LDR gamer. Ginger Tiger then in P6. Simon Palmer starting in 7th. Renault is starting in P8. Rick in P9. And GSP Intel in P10, obviously invalidated later. As we have Mahirad checking in for the Renault fan club. I'm not too sure where Jack is tonight. Or is it Mikey? I can never remember. One of them. So then Cameron looking quick, half a second quicker. I wonder if that's a setup thing or if that's going to be across the race. We'll have to wait and see. Of course, there is a sprint race first, where everyone just sends it. Those medium tyres, there's no way you're taking any softs to the end, and the only person in the world who would probably dare try would be Speed Queen, who obviously doesn't race anymore. But any other sane person would not be running no softs, I don't think. Those mediums are screaming by the end. But we will wait and see. Someone may correct me. Also, the setup he runs used to make a big difference to tyre wear. The higher the downforce, the more those tyres do struggle. So we will have to wait and see. So many high-speed corners and directional changes that you do need some good amount of downforce to keep enough speed through the track. But at the same time, there is a big, long straight. Not quite as long as Baku, but a similar situation where you need that downforce throughout the race, but when it gets to the start finish line you need that straight line speed as well. So you see the drivers then getting ready, deciding what strategy they're going to run. I'm sure it will just be mediums all around the field. As there is a man on the right of the screen just observing something, I'm not too sure what. And sat above the DHL signs are the Ruddo fan club, watching their favourite driver from the pit straight to cheer him on. He's starting in 8th, I think it was, so he's got a tall order ahead of him then tonight. The table is Ivan Belov is leading. Shock. Let me just double check for you, Malc. I'm pretty sure we have Ivan Belov leading. Oh, well, I will check after the sprint race. So we have 5 red lights then. Cameron Sorrell on pole. Is he going to get a good start away? Is Ivan Belov going to jump into first place? It does look like Ivan Belov's going to get a better start, and he's going to run alongside then Cameron Sorrell. You can hold it around the outside here, so I'm sure Cameron will try and do exactly that, which will turn into the inside line. He keeps it on the track, and Ivan Belov doesn't manage to take first place, and Cameron does defend nicely. Ivan Belov stays behind. Martin stays in 3rd place. LDR Gamer in 4th. A little bit of positional changes at the back, but no contact, no crashes. GSP Intel then making a couple of positions on his debut. Up into P8. Simon Palmer falling down to the back of the field. But it's a nice clean start to the race then, as Cameron Sorrell doesn't quite get the start he needs, but stays in that 1st place. Ruddo all over the back then of Luke Bailey. Cameron Sorrell stretching his little lead a little bit, as the drivers are filing one by one then through the corners. It's not an easy place to make an overtake, but someone did look very close there. LDR Gamer pushing Martin along. He's looking a little bit quicker than Martin. Martin is slowly dropping off the back of Cameron and Ivan. Ivan, who is right on the tail of Cameron then. He's interested in that 1st place, as they're both 7/10 quicker than Martin so far. Ivan almost sending Cameron a dummy there, trying to force him to go deep and wide. Cameron's not going to fall for that. He's raced here long and hard enough. But Ivan will pull to the inside then on the start-finish straight. Does he have the straight line speed to pull ahead of Cameron? They're going to go side by side into turn 1. Ivan not showing Cameron a lot of space, but Cameron will hold on alongside. Cameron, he still has his wing in there, and Cameron does get that position. He does not give it up easily. LDR Gamer falling behind Ginger Tiger then, as they are almost 3 wide down into the next corner. Ivan alongside Ginger Tiger ahead of Martin. Martin runs a little bit wide. That allows LDR Gamer through as well. Martin then on the inside is going to hold on to this position if he can. Pushes LDR Gamer a little bit wide. It is hard to give space here. LDR Gamer still alongside, but he will have to give that position up eventually. But they are queuing up behind him to overtake him. So you have the Haas in the background going side by side with Rick. And Rick will just pull it in behind. LDR Gamer then on the rear of Martin. Back as they were, but Ginger Tiger ahead of the pair of them now. And Martin running a little bit wide there. He's a little bit all over the place. It's an easy track to pick up time penalties and things alike around here. Run wide, track limit warnings. I'm sure we'll see a few of these, but it's only the sprint race for now. See then, Cameron is clear out the front, 8/10 behind him. LDR Gamer's got a little bit of speed. He's used a lot of ERS already. Martin will take the outside line, sweeps around the outside and defends that position perfectly. Inside line then, he comes back across nice and fairly. Looks like a bit of an early break there for Luke, almost caught Ruddo off guard. Some good clean racing then so far. And for those of you in the UK, one thing I cannot unsee after looking at is this track map really reminds me of a Monster Munch, and I can't not see it anymore after noticing it. People in the UK may have heard what Monster Munch are, and if they don't, you should have a look, because it does look like one. Track limits there for GSP Intel, very, very tight. It's just so easy to drift over that white line a little bit. Malc agrees. Oh, talking about drifting over the line, that was definitely over the line. And again. Sorry, Malc. Me too, but I'll have to wait. Let's see there. Martin has fallen out of DRS range of Ginger Tiger, who is right on the back. It looks like Ivan is gonna make a move. No, he's gonna wait. He's gonna be patient. He did just take the fastest lap though. Oh, Cameron running a little bit wide there. Wonder if he's gonna pick up a warning for that one. Closest battle on field at the moment is actually Ginger Tiger catching the back of Ivan Belov after those two started running away quite quickly. Let's see what he can do. It's a difficult track to follow in, especially when those tyres start wearing. Ginger Tiger is on softs actually, which I'm quite surprised about. Let's have a quick look at what tyres people are on. Quite a split strategy then between softs and mediums. I know that when I was racing yesterday, the mediums were really struggling by the end of the 10 laps, so I wonder how the softs are going to manage towards the end of that. I wonder if Martin will be in a prime position to possibly overtake a few people in front. Big winners then so far. Ginger Tiger making 3 positions up to P3. Simon Palmer currently at the back of the field, losing the most, 3 positions. Good start for the rookie then. As we have Ivan moving to the inside of Cameron Searle on the straight, and he will make that move before the corner. Cameron will not get a chance to defend that one, and that puts Ivan Belov up into P1. Cameron Searle is right on the rear though, and he's not going to let him run away now. It is a fun place to race, Scotty, definitely. Let's see then, what is Cameron going to try and do here? Is he going to go for an orthodox move, or is he just going to hold on and wait for the finish line? Straight, sorry. Let's see, these 3 got a little bit of a gap behind them to LDR Gamer. Martin is also all over the rear of LDR Gamer. So we have the AlphaTauri of Luke Bailey also closing on these pair. Get rid of that position. Yeah, that's a little better, isn't it? As the Williams runs a little bit wide, Martin got a flashing LDR Gamer up ahead, and Ivan Belov is not pulling out a gap to Cameron Searle, so he's going to be a little bit vulnerable on the straight. Let's take a look. Also got Ginger Tiger right behind Cameron Searle as well. Let's see, what can he do? Is he going to be able to make a move on Ivan Belov? It doesn't look like he's going to be close enough. LDR Gamer loses a couple of positions there. Luke Bailey down the inside. LDR Gamer, lovely move up the inside, regaining both those positions, loses them both on the straight, but gains them both into turn 1. Brilliant stuff from the Red Bull driver. Whilst his teammate is defending from the other Williams at the front of the field. That was a lovely move from him. Cameron there, oh, a little bit of a snap for LDR. Luke Bailey is really hunting for that 4th place. Cameron staying right on the tail of Ivan Belov. Martin is almost pushing Luke Bailey through the corners here. See there, now we're going to have a change for the lead here. 2.5 tenths. As we got 3 seconds time limit for Martin. Not ideal. But we did say it was easy to pick up those penalties around here. Then let's see, Cameron Searle, is he going to make a move for the lead of the race? He's catching, he's catching, he's catching. He's going to go to the inside of Ivan Belov. And into turn 1 he will make that move. He will stay ahead. Luke Bailey then getting ahead of LDR Gamer. 2 Red Bulls losing a place in the same corner. And we have a new race leader then. Cameron Searle back in the lead of the race. Ginger Tiger staying in 3rd for now. But Luke Bailey is clear of LDR Gamer, and hopefully he's going to be able to pull away. Martin has also fallen then down to 7th place. Ruddo has made up a position. I've been to P6. Martin though is all over the rear of Ruddo. He's going to wait for an opportunity to get back at past. Let's see what he can do. He's also got the hash to worry about behind, so he needs to look forward, backwards as well as forwards here. Runs a little bit wide there, and that will be a 3-second time penalty then for GSP Intel. And we did see that one. He definitely did run a little bit wide there. LDR Gamer flashing still. No ERS. Cameron Solo looks like he's free from Ivan Belov, but the closer gap here is going to be Martin and GSP Intel, but both are carrying a 3-second time penalty. Also, as well as that though, drivers ahead will have DRS. As we're going to go then to the inside. Martin past Rick. Lovely move. Is he going to hold on to it? Rick's going to send it up the inside here. Oh, he's not given a lot of space, but he's going to send it up the inside. A little bit of a twitch from the pair of them. And Rick will then go to the inside. He's going to go back behind. Martin will eventually secure, or keep that 7th place, should I say. So he is slowly falling down the field. GSP Intel losing a position then to Rick, but he would have been losing that position anyway, that time penalty, which gives Simon a chance to get back into this battle. Bit of a gap then, Luke Bailey to Ginger Tiger. Those front three really running away with it just in this sprint race. 8 laps down, 2 left to go. After they finish this one, Ivan Belov half a second behind Cameron Searle. Needs to make sure he stays inside that DRS range. He's got a little bit of a ARS advantage. And he needs to try and make a move, probably on the next lap, not this one. We'll have to wait and see. He might go for it anyway, let's see what he does. 4 attempts then to make on the start-finish straight. Ivan Belov's car definitely looks faster on that straight line than Cameron's, but he's not going to catch him just yet. Is this tactical mind games? As LDR Gamer makes a move then on Luke Bailey, he goes back ahead of him. Martin also trying to get past Ruddo here, but he is carrying that 5-second time penalty. So you wonder how much that will help, but we will keep our eyes at the front of the field. As Ivan Belov is 6 tenths then behind Cameron Searle. Behind Ivan Belov though, 4 tenths is Ginger Tiger. As Ivan does seem stronger in this middle sector than Cameron's car. See, slowly closing that gap down to 6 tenths. He's got a bit of a DRS train across the whole field here, other than LDR Gamer. It's just under 6 tenths in this gap, 5.5. There's only a few corners left till that start-finish straight. 5 tenths is the gap then. Ivan Belov is trying to close it down to Cameron Searle, ready for the DRS straight. Only DRS on this track, of course, on that start-finish straight. So the best place to make a move, and he's only 3 tenths behind Cameron Searle. He's got to get a good exit out the final corner, which he does do then. It's not a big long run, but it is a bit of a run, and he's going to have the overspeed on Cameron Searle to make that move down the inside. He's going to be miles ahead into the braking zone, and that will be P1 then for Ivan Belov. Let's see if Martin's going to make a move. A little bit of a switch there for Rick, who's going to go around the outside. Oh, a bit of contact, and Martin goes around. That will put him to the back of the field. That is unfortunate on the final lap, but Cameron Searle has lost position. The lead has been changed to Ivan Belov on the final lap, and I don't think there's going to be much chance for Cameron Searle to take this one back. I think Luke Bailey's going to get an opportunity to overtake LDR Gamer neither. But Cameron Searle is going to want to try and do all he can to make this position back. But there's not many places you can overtake around here other than the first corner. As he runs a bit wide there. No penalty then. But he did lose a little bit of time. 6.5 tenths. And you think that Ivan Belov is going to secure this sprint race win. Oh, a bit wide there for Ginger Tiger. As Cameron Searle plays up a 5-second time penalty. 3-second time penalty, sorry. That is not ideal. 3 cars in with 3 seconds. GSP Intel, a bit of an unorthodox move there on Ruddo. Renault might not have defended that one too well because he is carrying a penalty. But Ivan Belov then will win the sprint race. Cameron Searle won't even finish second. He might not even finish on the podium here. He doesn't. A yellow flag at the back of the field. Someone's run out of fuel. Cameron will finish third then overall. Just ahead of LDR Gamer after that 3-second time penalty is applied. And Rick picks up one as well. And Martin at the back of the field has quite clearly run out of fuel here. So in the end that spin didn't matter. Congratulations then to Ivan Belov winning that sprint race. Cameron Searle in third. Ginger Tiger up in a P2 after that penalty was applied. Let's run us through the field then. We have Ivan Belov leading the way on the sprint race. Ginger Tiger in second after a 3-second time penalty was applied to Cameron Searle's time. Picked up on the final lap. He finishes P3. LDR Gaming then in P4. Just ahead of Luke Bailey in P5. Renault in P6, Sam Palmer in P7, then 3 with the penalties. GSP, Intel, Rick and Martin 8th, 9th and 10th after all picking up 3-second time penalties. Martin of course with that spin, but he ran out of fuel anyway. Cars were following closely and staying tightly together, so it's going to be interesting to see what they can manage in the full race. As the drivers then are going to be on the field. Let's run us through the standards then. We do have Ivan Belov leaving ahead of Yella, 3 points, who is not here today because he has some technical difficulties. Ryan is also not here in third place, 106 points. Renault in fourth then with 67. Luke Bailey in fifth with 60. And Ginger Tiger in sixth with 44 points. As for the constructor standings, it is all a matter of who shows up the most gets the points. Red Bull leading with 149 points. Mercedes with 142 in second. Alpine then third with 106. And Ferrari in fourth, 80. But there is a tie game in fifth place for Williams and AlphaTauri, both on 74 points. And both the AlphaTauri drivers are here tonight, as are the Williams. So this could be an interesting one to see where those drivers finish. Well, those 4 drivers, should I say, finish. Currently 1 win apiece between those Williams and AlphaTauri drivers. 4 third places for Williams and 2 third places for AlphaTauri, both holding 2 fastest laps each, and 1 pole position for an AlphaTauri driver. I think that would have been Simon Palmer. Scotty then saying that Rudder was just giving the other guys a chance of glory. Just let everyone have a chance in the sprint to make it more fun for everyone. Let us see. Race strategy is a little bit different to the sprint. It'll be interesting to see what tyres people are going to pick. It seems to be that the soft and the mediums hold up just as equally bad as one another. Drivers then choosing their strategies. It's an interesting one here. Medium, soft, medium. Possible strategy then around this track. We'll see what the drivers decide to choose. Whether some of them will try those hards out, whether they will start on the softs or the mediums. It's always a difficult one to call because there's always that chance of a safety car to mix things up. Then the drivers are on the line. Ivan Belov, who got a brilliant start. Let's see what he can do this time in the feature race. As they are away, it looks like he does get a better start than Ginger Tiger. It looks like maybe Cameron Searle got a better start than Ginger Tiger as well. Is he going to go around the outside of Ginger? No, he's not. He is on the hard tyres though, as a bit aggressive there from Ginger, pushing Cameron off the track, but Cameron will make that position anyway. Ginger Tiger then holding on. A bit of tussling. Is this how the race is going to go on tonight? Ginger Tiger then in P2, but Cameron is holding it around the outside. He's shown no space. He'll have to feed in behind then on those hard tyres. Whoa, AlphaTauri almost into the back of somebody there. Cameron then around the outside of Ginger Tiger once again. Ginger Tiger on the inside. He can have the better drive. A little bit of contact between the two of them. So they're going to go side by side here. Oh, this is getting very aggressive. And Ginger Tiger will hold on. This is not a good shot, is it? Where's the action? There it is. Ginger Tiger then, some very aggressive defending against Cameron Searle. The pair of them banging wheels with one another. I couldn't really tell who was being more aggressive. It's hard to leave a car's width around this track. It's not really wise to go side by side through too many corners around here. Ginger runs a little bit wide there. And yeah, game then all over the back of Cameron Searle, who is on those hard tyres. Ivan Belov is out of DRS range of those behind thanks to that battling going on. As Martin looks like he's going to make a move on Simon Palmer. Down the start finish straight on those soft tyres. He's going to have the better drive out the corner and he will take that position. Looks like Rick's about to make a move as well. That might be GSP Intel on Ruddo, should I say. GSP Intel does get on the inside of Ruddo. They are side by side. Let's look at that one. Oh, a bit of a snap there for the car. Whoa. That allows Rick down the inside. Move made. GSP Intel maybe with a bit of connection issues here as he's jumping all over the track. I'm not too sure what's going on here as they go side by side. And Martin will make that position then. Oh, almost into the back of Ginger Tiger there, Cameron Searle. Ginger Tiger has closed that second gap to Ivan Belov down into the DRS range. But he needs to get a little bit closer if he wants to take first place. After a bit of an aggressive start to the race. This is a better angle through this corner than the last one they showed us. As we watch Ginger Tiger then, looking for the lead of the race. Let's have a look then quickly at the tyres people have chosen. We have two on the mediums, Cameron Searle on the hards, LDR Gamer and Luke Bailey on the mediums, Ruddo on the hards, Rick on the hards, Martin on the softs as he started at the back of the field, GSP and Taylor on the hards and Simon Palmer on the mediums. Martin then making another position on Rick VE. Both drivers spending a little bit of ERS. Ginger Tiger the fastest lap so far. Martin though should have the advantage in the braking zone, and he does stay ahead, but he's not quite ahead. There we go, it's all done. Martin does make that position stick then. As Ginger Tiger picks up a 3-second time penalty, 4 track limits already. It's only lap 3. Interesting then, as Cameron Searle is only 3 tenths behind him. He's almost being pushed through the track by Cameron on those hard tyres. Obviously he's got those up fired nicely now into lap 3. He's right on the rear of Ginger Tiger. Ivan Belov will be glad he's getting some temporary breathing space then from Cameron Searle. He's shown some tremendous pace on those hard tyres. Let's see then if we can have any changes of position down the start finish straight. Rear wing is wide open for Cameron Searle as it is for LDR Gamer and Ginger Tiger, but no one's going to be able to catch anybody here. Martin setting the fastest time. He's going to make a move on. Ruddo down the inside into turn 1, and Martin will be ahead up into P6 then. He did start the back of the field and he's making a nice recovery drive here, but he is on those soft tyres, remember. Drivers then nose to tail throughout this track. Bit of a DRS train form between 1st and 5th place. Luke Bailey just 2 tenths behind LDR Gamer, who's 3 tenths behind Cameron, who's 3 tenths behind Ginger Tiger, who's only 6 tenths behind the leader Ivan Belov. All running within 3 tenths of one another now. Simon Palmer making probably an opportunistic move there, as that was not a normal place to make a move. Brilliant stuff by him up into P9. JV driver GSP Intel down into P10 then as it stands. Luke Bailey looking most poised for an overtake, but everyone's got that DRS wing wide open, so it's just not easy to make a move. Got to try and force the pressure on as Rick overtakes Ruddo into P1. That's another position lost. Down into P1 then by Ruddo. Martin going a little bit defensive there, stopping. Sorry, Rick going a little bit defensive there after the move made to make sure he doesn't get repassed into turn 1, out of turn 1. Palmer all over the rear of Ruddo then. This looks like not the strongest track for Ruddo. I'm sure his fan club will not be happy. Simon Palmer sends it down the inside. A little bit of contact there. He's not going to hold on to that position. Ruddo will keep it. But Simon Palmer really desperate to get past here. So you have Cameron Sorrell just a 10th behind Ginger Tiger. Could see some position changes in the podium places here, as obviously Ginger Tiger is carrying that 3-second time penalty, but there's a long way to go yet for other drivers, but also himself to pick up another time penalty. As Martin picks up 3 seconds then. He got a time penalty in the main races, in the sprint race as well. As GSP Intel also picks up 3 seconds at the back of the field. And I don't want to be pessimistic here, but it looks like Ruddo might lose another position then on this start-finish straight, unless he can catch Rick, who is not in DRS of Martin. Ginger Tiger then to the outside of Ivan Belov, and Ivan Belov doesn't have any DRS, and that is a change of the race lead. So we have Simon Palmer sending it down the inside of Ruddo, almost making contact with Rick up ahead. Ruddo holding on the inside, but he doesn't quite manage to keep that position. And Simon Palmer then up in a P8, but Ginger Tiger takes the lead of this race. Ivan Belov down into P2, and Cameron Sorrell just behind the pair of them. And GSP Intel looking to see if he can make a move on Ruddo. Ruddo falling further down the field, unfortunately. Down into P9 then. And Ginger Tiger needs to try and run away with this if he can. He definitely had the overspeed on Ivan Belov throughout the last few laps. But Ivan Belov is holding on closely to Ginger Tiger, whilst Cameron Sorrell watches the two of them swapping positions. Martin 1.7 behind Luke Bailey, and he's not really catching here. I wonder if those soft tyres are getting a little bit worn, as Rick is now 6 tenths behind. Martin losing time here. It's only lap 6, but it looks like those softs are starting to struggle here. As we could have another potential switch for the race leaders. GSP Intel please have another 3-second time penalty. I did say it was a difficult track, and that is 6 seconds for the driver. 12 across the whole field so far. Let's see, and is Ivan going to make a move on Ginger Tiger up the inside? He's not going to go for it. Rick does make a position on Martin, possibly struggling on those softs, and Simon Palmer's going to send it to the inside as well. Up in a P7 then for Simon Palmer, as a big snap for Martin. Simon Palmer was able to make a move because of it, but almost pushing Martin off at the same time. Just got to go careful and watch around you when you're moving your car across the track like that. But a good move from Simon Palmer. He's up into P7 and looking poised to make another move as well. As Martin picks up his second 3-second time penalty also. That's 6 seconds for both those two drivers, 3 seconds for Ginger Tiger, who is currently leading. But Cameron Sorrell right behind Ivan Belov. As they throw the car through the corners as fast as they can on the exit then, not trying to squirm around too much to get a nice drive down to these next couple of corners where you don't need to put any brakes on, you just send it into the corner, a little bit of a lift, and then you got a lift here as well, drop down into gear 6 as we have 2 time penalties picked up there by Audio Gamer and Luke Bailey. One of those ones where the car in front of you runs off and you just follow his line. It's easily done, but it could be a switch for the race leader then. Ivan Belov on Ginger Tiger. We've also got Cameron Sorrell right behind. It could be 3 wide into turn 1 here. Let's see, Ginger Tiger must be using some deployment to defend. It does look like he is, but Ivan Belov's going to go to the inside anyway. Cameron Soul just does not have that straight line speed. But Ivan Belov will then be back into the lead of this race. Simon Palmer up in a P6. On the straight there, didn't even need it into turn 1 this time. Some lovely driving from the AlphaTauri driver, and now he's back behind his teammate. And a 2.8 second gap that he can hopefully close down a little bit. Cameron Soul though all over the rear of Ginger Tiger. As maybe the tyre advantage is going to come to him here, that hard tyres. He's going to stick a nose alongside. Ginger Tiger's going to close the door. But it leaves him vulnerable on the opposite side, and Cameron Soul is going to send it here. And he's going to take that position. A lovely move from Cameron Soul, a very opportunistic move in an unorthodox position. But well taken by Cameron Soul, and he will be up into P2 ahead of Ginger Tiger. He's lost 2 places just in the 1 lap here. Simon Palmer then whittling down that difference, 4 tenths. He's caught Luke Bailey by and almost dropping Rick out of DRS, which is exactly what he needs. 5 tenths now. 5 tenths also the gap then between Cameron Soul and Ginger Tiger, but also Cameron Soul and Ivan Belov, the race leader. Let's see what he can do on the straight. A way better exit out the corner for Cameron Soul. I don't know if he's going to catch Ivan Belov here, or he's going to send it into turn 1. He's going to go for it, I think. He's going to play the waiting game. Tiger comes flying up behind the pair of them. Move not made. Playing defensive. Rotto then making a position on Martin, who started on those soft tyres really well, but they've just not had the performance he's wanted, and he's falling back down the field after climbing up to P6, I think he was at one point. Rotto Fan Club though will be cheering him on, making his way up to 8th place. As Martin and GP Intel going side by side. GP Intel, both of them in fact carrying 6 seconds and penalties. Those soft tyres. Oh, a bit of a snap there for Martin. He's lucky he doesn't go around. I think he's going to come in the pits here for some new tyres, because he is going to be struggling on those. One man who is not struggling on his tyres is Cameron Soul, 2 tenths behind Ivan Belov. It's going to be an overtake for the race lead, you think, on the start-finish straight. It's too early to pit just yet, so Ivan Belov can't even think about going into the pits. You're going to have to run on and be a bit vulnerable on the straight as Martin picks up another 3 seconds. And I think he's going to put it in the pits here. He's going to stay out. Who is also staying out is Cameron Soul, and he's going to not stay in second place there. He's going to go for the move on Ivan Belov up into P1. He's down the inside, move made into the braking zone, and that is P1 then for Cameron Soul on the hard tyres. You do feel this isn't going to be the only overtake he's going to need to make for first position here, as he will be later into the pits than other drivers. But brilliant stuff as Simon Palmer is falling back away from his teammate a bit. He did start narrowing that gap down, but maybe he's lost a little bit of pace as he's back down to that 2.5 seconds behind his teammate. As I say that, it looks like his teammate made a bit of a mistake there as he's gained half a second. Rotto has gone round. I don't know if that was contact with GSP Intel or not. I didn't see it, but it is easy to drop the car yourself, and that will relegate Rotto to the back of the field then, not accounting for any of the time penalties on the fields. See GSP and Martin both on 6 seconds. Luke Bailey on 3. LDR Gamer on 3, and Ginger Tiger also on 3. After the bit of a frantic start to the race for him and Cameron Soul. Gaps though starting to open in the top 3. LDR Gamer might be able to make a bit of a move here, as he is going to be within DRS of Ginger Tiger. Ginger Tiger does not going to have DRS on Ivan Belov, so this is going to help him close the gap. Ivan Belov also not in DRS, maybe of Cameron. No, looks like he did just about get it, and maybe Ginger Tiger did as well, although it looked like he wasn't. Rick making a move then on Simon Palmer before turn 1. He's got that straight line speed advantage clearly with that DRS, and he makes it up to P6. Simon Palmer then falling away from his teammate Luke Bailey, who's in P5, just holding on to the back of the field here. Ginger Tiger has fallen off Ivan Belov quite a bit here. 1.5 seconds. Cameron Soul has been released to run away here with the tyre advantage on those hard tyres. And pitting late, he's going to have to want to pull as big an advantage as he can now. The aim for Cameron is going to be pull as far, far away as he can. So you have a spinner at the back of the field. That is Martin, I think. Maybe Rudder, I'm not too sure. Just a little bit of a slide, not a spin, thankfully for either of them. Beloved's flirting on that 1 second gap to Cameron Searle. He's going to be desperate to stay inside that for one more lap. It looks like he will be within DRS here. Cameron running a bit wide on that corner exit. He will keep that DRS open, that will help him. But Luke Bailey here could make a move on LDR Gamer, who fell out of DRS, so Ginger Tiger in that one lap. Luke Bailey down the inside, LDR's useful as DRS already. That's a good move from Luke Bailey, moving himself into P4, just one position off the podium posters as Simon Palmer sends it down the inside of turn 1 again. He likes that move, he does. Rick on the hard tyres, but those mediums are working a little bit better for Simon Palmer. And Martin is going to come in the pits and on those soft tyres. A bit of a disappointing race for him so far. He had a brilliant start, but it all fell apart. No front wing change, just checking for himself. And Belov then 7 seconds behind Cameron Searle, but let's keep an eye on Luke Bailey now, who's made one move on LDR Gamer and he's eyeing up a second move on Ginger Tiger, who's falling away from those front 2 runners. A yellow flag at the back of the field, that GSP Intel going round. He's still in the race, in the gravel, filthy tyres. Same place where Rudder went round, and Rudder will take that position back. Let's see them back to Luke Bailey. Ivan Belov is getting a bit closer to Cameron Searle, 5 tenths behind him here. But Luke Bailey just 3 tenths behind Ginger Tiger, who's really struggling for pace now. After being on pace for those front 2 runners, it doesn't look like he's quite got that pace anymore. And Luke Bailey's going to be eyeing up a podium position here. As it stands, lap 12, nearly halfway through the race. Going to be thinking about some pits soon, I don't doubt, as LDR Gamer goes into the pits, as does Rick. Here's Luke Bailey going to be able to make a move then on Ginger Tiger, who must be using ERS to defend. He's going to send it into turn 1. Oh, if he wanted to make a move, the outside was not the correct choice. Maybe he was just holding on for now. Ginger Tiger keeps that 3rd place. Ivan Belov 6 tenths behind Cameron then. Few drivers pitting. GSP Intel into the pits as well, but he's carrying a 6-second time penalty. And we'll just double check those, but I think Martin has 6, GSP Intel has 6, Luke and Ginger Tiger both have 3 each. As does LDR Gamer possibly, I can't see because it's covered at the moment. Oh, they both have 9, should I say. GSP Intel and Martin, you're both on 9 seconds. Not ideal for the pair of them then. Billy all over the rear of Ginger Tiger, who's just really struggling for pace here. 2.5 seconds off of Ivan Belov. It looked at one point that he was going to be poised for a race lead. More importantly, with all this pitting going on, the cars are starting to break away into their own little races now. Not too much DRS train going on. But the closest battle on field is definitely this one. Luke Bailey on Ginger Tiger. Ginger running a little bit wide there. He's going to have to be careful. He's already got a penalty. And he picked it up early on. Into the pits goes Ginger Tiger. Luke Bailey does the same. Not an alternate strategy. That's an interesting one. Martin picks up another 3 seconds. That is 12 now. Really from bad to worse for the driver. As in goes Ginger Tiger, Luke Bailey as well. Right, Simon Palmer then will take 3rd place after that. Let's see then. Ruddo did go into the pits as well. From the back of the field. Haven't well up there. We're on the rear of Cameron Searle, who has picked up 3 seconds again, just like the sprint race. But he's taken a couple of laps longer to pick it up this time though. But Cameron Searle will have a 3-second time penalty added to his time at the end of the race. Martin, fastest driver on the track at the moment. No surprises. He pitted first onto the medium tyres. I've been a P8 for now. 6 seconds behind Luke Bailey, who's just lost out to Rick on pit exit. He will be disappointed about that one because he wants to chase down Ginger Tiger, who he clearly had the overpace on. I want to hear if Ivan Belov is going to go into the pits. Yeah, looks like he's gonna. There we go. Into the pits goes Ivan Belov. Simon Palmer next then to come around here. Is he gonna go into the pits as well? It looks like he's not. No, he's not going to. And then all these drivers are pitted, I think. Let's watch this close battle then. Rick, Luke Bailey, and Junior Tiger all close to one another. ODR game again out of ERS already. And Junior Tiger looking mighty fast down that straight. He's going to go to the inside of LDR Gamer. Move made into turn 1. Ivan Belov also on the inside of these three. He will come out into P6. As all these drivers have stopped, so Ivan Belov is now stuck in 6th place. Interesting then for Ivan Belov. Who stayed out a little bit longer and has already paid the price here down into P6. What he doesn't want to do here as well is get himself stuck in a bit of a DRS train going on in front of him. More to worry about is Luke Bailey right behind him then. He's obviously got those warmer tyres on. Ivan Belov is not in DRS of the car ahead, so it could be a potential another position lost here, or as I say that, he does get inside as we have Leo join us in the chat saying hello. Cameron still into the pits then from the lead of the race. Simon Palmer will take over that race lead, who is yet to pit. Only driver then out on the field who's not pitted yet. Let's keep an eye on Luke Bailey. Is he going to make a move on Ivan Belov? It doesn't look like it, but Rick's going to make a move on LDR Gamer. Through he goes. He might even send it into turn 1 on Ginger Tiger as well. He's going to go for it. Down the inside into turn 1. He's got the softer tyres. And move made then up into P2 for Rick. Brilliant stuff then for the Alpine driver. Importantly, he's not carrying any penalties neither. Cameron Searle then comes out in 7th place. Only downside to running those halves longer is you do get caught up in traffic here. He's going to go for a move on Luke Bailey. That was a bit aggressive. Very aggressive, in fact. And Luke Bailey has been put off on the wall, and I think that's going to be Cameron Searle's fault there. Really aggressive overtake. As Luke Bailey's going to rejoin alongside Martin, and that was a bit aggressive from Cameron Searle. We'll have to see what the stewards say about that one. I'm not too sure. But he just forced his way through a little bit there. He's going to get the better run than Ivan Belov. Ivan Belov has that straight line speed. Ivan Belov going to look for a move on his teammate here. Does go to the inside then of LDR Gamer. Cameron's just going to follow him through. Move made. So looking at the inside then of Ivan Belov. They're going to go side by side through the corner. Oh, with a wheel bang in. Oh. There was nothing wrong with Cameron Searle there. Ivan Belov drifting into Cameron. Scotty talking nonsense in the chat as usual. Cameron then all over the rear of Ginger Tiger. He's going to go for that same... No, he backs out this time. Thinks twice about it. I don't remember, just because you're the fastest car doesn't mean you have the right to just push your way through. Simon running a bit wide there. IRL Gamer picking up another 3-second time penalty. Not Simon, Rick, sorry, running wide, but Simon is in the pits then eventually. I don't know how far that's going to put him back. Cameron Searle though on the rear of Ginger Tiger. Rick will inhabit? That's not the right word. Inherit P1, but Cameron Searle then with the pace down the inside of the pair of them. Up into the lead, then into turn 1, swipes out, back in front of Ginger Tiger. A lovely move then from Cameron, who's out of ERS, flashing away to Ginger Tiger behind. Luke Bailey making a move on Martin. Lovely stuff by him after that tango of Cameron Searle earlier on. A yellow flag though, I'm not too sure really what for. Oh, Chase Pintail's retired in the pits. Just as well, and Scotty, I'm not on the field at the moment. 5 attempts then, Rick behind Ginger Tiger. Cameron Searle dancing away after that overtake. 1.5 seconds clear of Ginger Tiger already. I got a yellow flag in sector 1, that's the retired car. GS Pintail just driving out and retiring on this other track because this game is a bit steady like that. Ivan Belov though, desperate to make these positions up because Cameron Searle is going to run away here if he doesn't make any moves. See what can he do? Can he make a move on Rick then? No, he can't. Rick looks quicker. Rick to go then to the outside of Ginger Tiger. Lovely move by Rick. Ahead into the corner, closes the door nice and fairly. Move made then for Rick. Back up in a P2 ahead of Ginger Tiger. Now we're really talking nonsense, Scotty is. You know, in the corner of my screen it shows me the chat and it cut out the second half of that message. And I'm glad, because it was a load of rubbish. Ivan Belov then, 2 attempts behind Ginger Tiger. He's going to be itching to get past these two, as he feels like he should be in P2 here. Cameron Searle waltz back up to the front of the field, with a little bit of pushing and barging going on Luke Bailey, of course. Right, look like fair overtakes though on the rest of the field. Ivan Belov right on the rear of Ginger Tiger. Scotty's saying that I've turned into Yoda. I'm not doing a Yoda impression. I'm terrible. Embarrassing myself live on stream. Definitely not. 3 attempts on Ivan Belov to Ginger Tiger, who's still within the DRS range of Rick, so it won't be an easy move for Ivan Belov. And like I said, he's going to get himself stuck in this DRS train here. And it's just going to cost him. Is he going to be able to catch? He might do actually. Down the inside then of Ginger Tiger goes Ivan Belov. Move made into turn 1. Ginger Tiger's going to hang around the outside though. Not make this one easy for Ivan Belov. Down the inside into the next corner. But Ivan Belov will take that position then up into P3. But there is unfortunately running at the back, Scotty. The race not panning out how you predicted, unfortunately. So we have 9 laps left to run. Cameron Searle 4 seconds clear of Rick at the front of the field. That hard medium strategy working nicely for him then. Bellows staying 6 attempts behind Rick. Those drivers behind him are carrying a time penalty each, so he doesn't need to worry about behind. Just need to worry about catching Rick up. Not looking much faster on the straights though. He might send it from far back here. No, he's not going to go for it. Martin though is on the rear of Luke Bailey, right behind him. Maybe going to make a move in this turn 1. No, not quite. He's also carrying a lot of penalties, so no point doing anything too silly. Palmer though, maybe making a move on Martin, and it looked like a mistake there from Martin, and that's going to allow Simon Palmer through and up behind his teammate again. Owen then in the chat cheering Cameron Searle along. 5 seconds clear of the field then Cameron Searle on that alternate strategy. Might pick up another 3 seconds. So Rudd's saying he's in Matty Rudd's favourites. Matty Rudd saying that Rudder is in his favourite spot. Last place unfortunately. Running a bit behind the field as well, 7 seconds. Is Ivan Belov going to make a move into turn 1? He's not going to send it. Simon Palmer though getting past his teammate up into P6, but there's a 12-second gap up ahead then that they need to try and close down. It's going to be a big fight to ask that. The teammate's not going to challenge him too much. Ginger Tiger is right on the rear here of Ivan Belov. Ginger Tiger carrying just a 3 second tempo. LDR behind on 6. Cameron Searle though, although he's 6 seconds clear, he is carrying a 3 second tempo, so he needs that big gap up front. Also needs to drive carefully, not pick up any more penalties then at the front of the field, because he's only 6 seconds clear. I say only, that's quite a bit, but obviously with a 3 second time penalty that would put him into 2nd place. Let's see then, can Ivan Belov make a move on Rick this time into turn 1? He always looks slower out the corner but faster at the end of the straight. It's just never quite enough. And Rick's got the ERS to play with as well. And Rick running wide there, and that is a 3 second time penalty for Rick. A bit of a silly one to pick up as well. That'll promote Ivan Belov over to P2, and more importantly, Cameron Searle will be relieved about that. It's going to feel like all this defence now from Rick will be in vain, because it's not going to count for a whole lot. After that penalty's been picked up, Ivan Belov's going to get the position regardless. Unless of course Ivan Belov picks up 3 seconds himself, but he's going to have it in his mind now just to drive carefully and steady here, because all the drivers around him are carrying a penalty. Again, 5 tenths out the corner, but he looks like he's catching quicker here. Maybe Rick's not really worried about defending this one too much because he's just picked up that time penalty. And so down the inside goes Ivan Belov, then up into P2 of the race. And now he's going to chase down Cameron Searle. 7 seconds he's got to make up. Only 3 seconds less than that even, because the penalty is carrying, but it is a tall order for Ivan Belov in just as many laps. Let's see what he can do though. First he's got to shake Rick behind him because he's not catching Cameron Searle at all. Rather than strapping on some softs maybe for the end of the race. No mediums. Let's watch this battle unfold then. Just double check the penalties. Oh, wrong one. So Ginger Tiger and Rick both on 3 seconds then. So that battle is for position. Rick might even re-overtake Ivan Belov here on the straight. Is he going to go for it into turn 1? He is going to go for it into turn 1 here. Move made by Rick, lovely stuff, and that will be P2 back for Rick, obviously not including the penalties he's got. But the more pressure he puts on Ivan to make mistakes, potentially the chance of Ivan picking up a 3-second time penalty. Meanwhile, this is just allowing Cameron to run away then with the race 8 seconds clear with just 4 laps left to go. These two drivers are very, very close to one another. So that this could be an easy pass so far with Ivan Belov on the start-finish straight. He's got the ERS advantage as well. Rear wing wide open and he's going to breeze past. Ginger Tiger's going to follow him. But Ginger Tiger might fly up into P2. Sorry, I went too far backwards there. And Ginger Tiger then up into P2. He is carrying that 3-second time penalty, but Ivan Belov will have to just ride this on tight and careful. Not sure how many warnings Ivan Belov's on, but he cannot afford a 3-second time penalty in the last 3 laps. Martin's day is going from bad to worse as he picked up another 3-second time penalty. I think that's 15 he's on now. Not ideal. I'm going to right on the rear of Ginger Tiger. Wants that position back. Both on the same tyres. Hard tyres both for both of them. As Cameron Zero starts the next lap, 3 laps then to go. 10 seconds clear of the other drivers, but Ivan Belov's going to make a move surely on Ginger Tiger here. Down into turn 1. Is he going to go for it? No, he's not quite close enough here. I mean, he doesn't have to make the move, of course. The time penalties will move that position up for him. But Ginger Tiger will be wanting to keep ahead to stay ahead of Rick, who's got 3 seconds also. Belov almost pushing Ginger Tiger through these next few corners. Rick backing off a little bit, a second behind the pair of them. So it'll be good news for Ginger Tiger if he does lose his position on the start finish straight, which I think he's going to. Coming through round the last corner. 2 laps left to go then. And this one looks all but sealed for Cameron Searle. Let's see them one more time. Ivan Belov going to go for a move on Ginger Tiger. Belov never looked strong out of the corner, but always strong going into turn 1. He's not quite going to catch Ginger Tiger again. Luke Bailey picking up 3 seconds. That's not going to cost him anything. Spreader was 22 seconds behind Martin Pitt then for a fresh set of softs, I'd imagine, to go for fastest lap just to take the point away from somebody else, as he would have dropped back anyway with all those penalties he's got. Ivan Belov staying in 3rd place, net P2 there with penalties applied. Just needs to make sure he doesn't pick up another 3 seconds anytime soon across these last 2 laps. Well, just 2 attempts behind Ginger Tiger. definitely looking quicker here, but Rick has also caught back up to the pair of them. And Belov charged plenty of battery, 80% ready to deploy on their last run down the final start-finish straight, or last, well, it's not the last run, but the last run before the end of the race. As the final lap obviously goes over the line. See, and is Ivan Belov going to overtake? Rick's right behind as well. The pair of them could breeze past Ginger Tiger here. Let's see what happens. Down on the power, down on the ERS, down on the DRS. Let's see then, Ivan Belov, he's going to have more speed than Ginger Tiger. He's going to sail past Ginger Tiger. Rick, though, is not close enough. He's got nothing to spend. Ivan Belov will take P2 on the track. Regardless of penalties around, it wouldn't matter too much. Big snap for Rick. Wouldn't matter too much if Ivan did pick up another penalty now. As long as he doesn't get overtaken in the process, because he will still stay in P2. But Cameron Searle then, 11.5 seconds clear up the field. And a first race win, I think, in Tier 2, sorry. If he can hold on. Ginger Tiger running a bit deep there. Rick all over the rear of him. This could not be over. This could be not over yet. But Ginger Tiger does have plenty of ERS to use. That fuel light is flashing though. Hopefully no one's going to run out of fuel on the final lap here. Martin setting the fastest lap, sorry, on those soft tyres. Rick running wide, bit of a snap. Ginger Tiger still got enough fuel for now then. We will keep an eye on this though, as that light is flashing. Yellow flag. Ginger Tiger out of fuel. Ginger Tiger is out of fuel. He will lose that position to Rick. And he might lose some to others. Yeah, let's wait and see. Cameron Searle over the line in P1. A first race win for himself in Tier 2. Ivan Belov in second place. That will be easy enough for him. Ginger Tiger out of fuel. He looks like he will keep fourth place. Or maybe he won't actually. Simon Palmer's not far behind. P2 for Ivan Belov. P3 for Rick. Ginger Tiger over the line in P4 for now. Oh, it's going to be tight though. No, Simon Palmer's going to get him. With that penalty, I think Simon Palmer will overtake Ginger Tiger. Up to P4 then for Simon Palmer. Yes, P4 for Simon Palmer. Ginger Tiger to P5. Luke Bailey P6. Audio Gamer then coming over the line in P7. It looks like he's running out of fuel as well. And Rodo and Martin then left to come over the line. But disaster for Ginger Tiger running out of fuel. Rick picking up a puncture on the final corner apparently. Interesting, but Ginger Tiger ran out of fuel. Let's run us through the final standings then. Cameron Searle winning that race. Let's just go across. Ivan Belov in P2, then Rick VE in third place. Simon Palmer, a brilliant recovery drive, up into P4 after that fuel issue for Ginger Tiger in P5. His teammate Luke Bailey in P6, Audio Gamer in P7, Rodo in P8, Martin in P9, and the only retirement GSP Intel in P10. But that is all we will have time for then. A brilliant race from Cameron Searle, well managed and the strategy was correct. Ivan Belov managed to recover himself back to P2 after that. A little bit of a scare after the pit stops. And Rick VE, brilliant drive to keep himself P3. Commiserations though to Ginger Tiger. But that is all we'll have time for. Thank you for joining us. Invictus Racing League Tier 2 brought to you in partnership with Grid Finder and Venturio Studios. And I will catch you all next time.